Alright everybody, good morning. It is approximately 5 a.m. Excuse me, I do have a minor cold. Here with coffee and two of the Zodiac palettes that I picked up. I have the regular Zodiac, $10, very nice, and Crystal Zodiac, also $10. Thank you, Marshalls, for having excellent clearance right now. We also have a very large empty magnetic palette. I think I picked this up off Amazon for like $16. Have a pair of tweezers. Oh shit. Sorry, I'm very new to taking videos. I'm kind of bad at it, but I wanted to share because I was pretty successful doing the other love signs. This is a new tool that came with the last batch of stickers that I got for magnets. And a very, very professional knife that I got out of my spare drawer. Here is our famous crepe maker that is currently getting hot. It gets very hot, so once I put the shadows on it, it only takes a few seconds to start melting the glue. But the hardest part really is taking off all of the cardboard and messy things and not disrupting the shadows before you're ready to peel them off. So I guess we'll start with Crystal Zodiac. Hopefully this will go well. I'm not sure if I'm doing any of this right, so we'll see how it goes. But here we go. The first thing I do is take out the plastic because this is brand new. Alright. And I grab my very professional knife, kind of leaning over here to make sure that I'm still in frame. It's 5 a.m. and I'm doing this because my kids are still asleep and they're very small and very curious, and mommy should do things on her own. So I take my knife, I insert the business end in between the palette and the backing right here and just run it all along the edge to undo all the glue. And this, if you've never done it before, is very satisfying. Oh, shoot, my crepe maker is smoking. I think we have to turn that off till we're ready. Alright, crepe maker is going to go on later. Alright, and one thing that I did mistakenly is I usually hold the palette together like this to kind of give the shadows a little extra protection. And then I keep running knife all the way around. It's like you just have frozen butter. And I usually do the edge that's connected last, just because it's a bit more hinky to do. Ooh, that crepe maker stinks. Down. Make sure I'm still on camera. Yes. Alright. Now we get to make sure I'm not blinding anybody. Up here. Oh, those are so pretty. Don't get distracted by the pretty when you're destroying the palette. At that point, close it again, and you should be able to wrench up and separate the palette from the back. I think there might be a spot of glue behind here. And I have to be careful of the highlighter in the middle. It's attached at a different level than the rest of the shadows. I can't remember if on the other palette, if it was on the backing or just on the bottom of the cardboard. So we're gonna see. Hopefully not kill it. And if I do kill it, I'm not that upset about it because I have way too many highlighters anyways. Yeah, I think the highlighter's right there. So satisfying. Yep, there's the highlighter. Let's See if you can see that. There's the highlighter on the backing, and all the rest of your shadows are up here. And yay, nobody died so far. Now we can get rid of this. And last time the highlighter came up really freaking easy. So if we take my new fancy thing, ooh, this highlighter's pretty. There we go. Highlighter off. It has a lot of the backing on it, but I can clean that up later. But that would be the first one. Ooh, that's messy. Alright, let's go over there, Zodiac. And then we have our first victim. Whoa, why is that not? Ah, great. You get to attach stickers to everybody. So that's our first victim. The palette. And the one thing I will say about the Zodiac palettes, because they're baked shadows, they are thicker, they're taller. So you need to make sure the empty magnetic palette that you get has a bit more clearance. I find the Allwon, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, Allwon, they're a bit thicker, they're a bit taller, and they fit the baked shadows very nicely. So, I forgot that hint earlier. Okay, so now we got the shadows, we can get rid of the mirror. If you're really trying to conserve things, you can take the backing apart for teensy magnets for use on your refrigerator if you'd really like, and they have sometimes the what's that thing called? A mirror is an actual mirror, so you can take that out and use it in your life if you're so desirous. I don't really care, so that can go unfortunately in the trash. Alright, now we have the shadows. So this is attached. There are, if you look in the middle here, I'm not sure if you can see it very well, there are 4 layers of cardboard, and the shimmers are on the 3rd layer. The mattes are on the 2nd layer. So you have to be very careful when you're starting to separate them all out, not to disrupt any of the particular finishes. So what I'm going to do first is take off the glorious blue colored paper, and then we're going to start diving into the cardboard. They glued this a lot better down than they did both sides. Dang. Let's see. I don't generally like to work from the top just because you can accidentally, let's do it this way. You can accidentally hit a shadow, cause distress. Excuse me, but this is really glued down quite effectively. Excuse me. There we go. Ugh. I hate my throat in the morning. Alright. There's a good spot to start digging. And a lot of it is just guessing and testing to see where you can dig your tool in and making sure you're gentle enough to not disrupt the shadows while also giving yourself some leverage to really get in there. Wow, here, really glued this paper down. See, yep, that's where we got it. A little dig in the purple. This part really creates a mess, but worth it. I'm hoping to be able to fit all 3 of the Zodiac palettes into the single empty palette. All the paper is at least tearing away from the mats. So let's see if we can get into the first layer here. I could be too nervous. Yeah, you gotta be careful not to gouge your hands too. My God, they did well with this paper. Maybe they could have saved some money on the adhesives. Bad joke. Am I even on camera? Yes, I am. Perfect. No? Jesus. Alright, we're having some trouble here. And my fingers are falling asleep because I'm old. Let's see here. There we go, there's a spot. It's a lot easier to separate the cardboard layers on the outer and this edge. And this edge. But I don't know what kind of adhesive they used on this paper. My God. That is causing a problem. There we go. Okay. There we go. Perfect. Now I can see the outer edge. I haven't killed anybody yet. Okay, let's do this. This paper is a pain in the ass. Love Science was not nearly this liberal with the adhesive on the paper. Okay, well, let's see if we can take off one of the layers of cardboard without getting too into the paper. Just gently, oh, my arm is all in the way. Okay, right over here. We You just gently kind of pry apart. Very small motions. And I like to start at the corners because clearly there's no shadow at the corners. Oh, shit! Oh, excuse my French. Well, I just gouged. I forgot what color it is, but that beautiful gunmetal. Stay there, my friend. Don't die. And try to peel up. Oh, good lord. I can see you are going to be a very easy palette to do. Usually in my 3 palettes that I've done this to, you can tear up entire sections of the cardboard. But this guy is being incredibly stubborn. It's like they knew that people do this to their palette. So they didn't want people to do this to their palette. Okay, now we're getting near the matte. So we have to be careful not to pull up their section of the cardboard, because the mattes are very fragile if you start pulling up on the long end. If you start pulling up on the long end, they basically bend and bust the shadow and make mess. Alright, perfect. You're in a good spot. If you can see here, I'll bring it closer, the baked shadows are still further down on a different level of the cardboard. The matte shadows are like right there. So what I'm going to do is get all this one layer of cardboard off, then we're going to put the whole thing on the panini press. Oh, there's one of the magnets. Or not panini press. Hello, that's a different kitchen utensil. The crepe maker. I like to save the magnets. I need magnets for my fridge. So, here we go. Also, I have no idea how to edit things, so this might be just a really long YouTube video, and I'm really sorry. Hopefully you'll be able to fast forward through stuff. My yammering. There we go. My hand is right in the way. This is a very, very great video for you guys. How to do this. Make like you're left-handed. Okay, they're popping up. Once you get it started, generally you can make a bit of a headway. Unless you're me, in which case you're taking the slow boat to China. You know what? That's why, because I'm not all the way at the bottom of this layer. Let's see here. Let's get in deeper. Here we have to be very, very gentle because we're putting a lot of stress on the palette itself. So you don't want to wrench up on it too quickly because that can kill the lovely, lovely big shadows. Okay, there we go. I generally try to support the shadows and support the palette while also, you know, tearing it apart. So we hold down this layer. Oh, that's why I was having a problem. There's a nice little magnet there. hold down. Oh, I can see the mats coming up quite nicely. Oh, come on. You're not gonna make this easy for me today, huh? No. Going inch by inch today. Still progress, right? Tip that I just realized for myself, keep a garbage can close by. La la la. Okay, let's dig in again. I don't want to go too far. Right there. Don't want to go too far, and you don't want to put too much pressure on it because you can do like I did to that other pore shadow and gouge the heck out of it. Oh, shoot, I'm not even on the camera, I'm sorry. Whoop. Get too restless. Okay. Just kind of taking my tool right on the edge. This is actually a very nice tool for depotting. Of course. Usually, once you get going on the cardboard, you can take it up in great big chunks. I'm not sure why it's being so temperamental today. See, that's why you don't want to do that. A video, what not to do. Let's see. Putting my tool just in the first layer, so I don't want to disrupt anything yet. Come on. I think they're using cheap cardboard. Or expensive cardboard. I'm not sure which is a better kind of cardboard. You know what? Big gun. Don't kill the roll squirt stains. Okay. Okay. Of course. That's the kind of look we're having this morning. Well, I at least got layer one up. What I was able to do last time was get the whole layer that had the mats on it separated. Oops. Separated from the palette so I could throw the mats on the crate maker. I don't think I'm going to have that luck this time, considering the first layer. Let's see. think I need to go down one more layer. Because right now, the mats, if you look from this direction, are just sitting right there. So I think they're on the second layer. And then the big shadows are probably right on the bottom layer of what we have here. So unfortunately, I think I'm going to take another layer off. Ooh, that's the biggest piece I've had all day. Okay. Let's go for one more layer, guys. Oh, what not to do at 5 a.m. when your hand needs rest. Coffee helps. Okay. Well, at least we got all the paper off. Ouch. Let's see. Well, let's start with here since I already killed that a little bit. Okay. Taking the pointy end of the tool. Shove and wiggle. Oh, yes. It's going in much smoother now. Okay. Sorry if my breathing is on audio. I'm just using a nice digital camera that I have. No microphone or nothing. I'm not professional in the slightest sense. Clearly, as I keep putting my hand right over the entire camera lens. Okay. Work slowly, carefully, all around the edge. Oh wow. Yeah, this edge is coming up a lot easier, it seems, than the other one. Maybe they gave up on gluing it halfway through the palette. Oh yeah. The big shadows are a lot hardier than the mattes in this particular case. I think mostly just the shape of the pan. The long skinny pans are very fragile. Okay, where are we? Do you still see me? I know I'm asking that horrible question. So satisfying. And you can, when I push my tool in right next to, oops, loosen up that big shadow, you can feel the pan on the big shadows. Okay. Whoop. It's funny to see him wiggle as I hit it with my knife. Now here's the Danger Will Robinson part. I'm not ready to do that yet. I'm gonna be slowly and carefully, I'm gonna wedge my tool in between where the mats are and move my hand out of the way, Nancy. Pretend I'm right-handed. And if I insert my tool all the way in through to where the mats are, that'll hopefully loosen the glue more and cause less distress on the shadows.